Let's begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Podcast76. I'm Ruskeydoo.
And I'm Grey.
And we're in the quiet lull after the anniversary, but still quite a lot has happened.
Yes.
What has happened, I hear you ask, anticipatorily, and doesn't matter.
Anticipatorily.
Oh, okay. Things that have happened. 6v6 Lockout elimination is a thing. Summer Games icons have been data mined. The Journey to Lunar Horizons video is a thing. Overwatch Open Division is gone live. Jeff has been talking on the forums, and Jeff's 15-year anniversary video has happened.
Yes.
We need a better thing to say after things
has happened.
Has happened. It's just a bit.
We've done it too much. It's passé. We need a new phrase.
Oh,
we'll work on it.
Yeah, we'll get back to you on that one. Okay, so 6v6 Lockout elimination. This is something that's popped up in arcade mode.
Okay, tell me more.
Have you not had a go on this yet?
No. Is this basically like CS:GO and Arena mode in TF2?
No. Okay, so it's really weird, this one. It's like it came out, I think, when the anniversary event ended. Yes. And it's really gone under the radar because there was no big announcement about it. It just kind of popped up in the arcade mode menu. Okay, you remember how they changed 3v3?
Mm-hmm.
They made it Lockout so that once you win with a character, you can't play that character.
Yes.
Imagine 6v6 where that happens and how fast you run out of playable characters.
Hey, wait, so what do you mean by win? So is that like...
Okay, it's first to 3.
Okay.
You play like a regular match, except it's 6v6 on those teeny tiny little arena maps, right?
Oh, God.
Okay, so it's pretty intimate. We'll call it intimate. Then you go at it and one team wins. And then that team can't play any of those 6 characters again.
Oh, dear God, no.
It's amazing. It's so much fun. It's a
okay,
thing.
Fair enough. I will give that a go. I completely missed that.
A thing that a lot of people have found happening is they run out of healers.
I am not surprised.
Like, I've played a bit of this, and what seems to happen is one team will win twice, and then they'll be left with trash, and like characters they just can't play. And then the other team will win 2 back, and then you have the face-off of like everyone on gimped characters that can't play. It's kind of awesome.
Yeah, no, that sounds great.
Yep,
cool.
Yep. Definitely a thing. Like, it's even worse, though, because normally when you hit a game, if there's a load of tank mains, it's like, oh, who plays which tank? That's a bit awkward. In this one, if you do that, within 2 games, you've wiped out all your tanks.
Yes, and you're all just sat there like, well, I guess we all play DPS. This is terrible for all of us.
Yeah, yep, exactly. Right, for me, it has the same vibe as Mystery Heroes, where you end up playing stuff you're perhaps not completely 100% on.
Yes.
Except it doesn't feel awful like I find Mystery Heroes feels.
The thing about Mystery Heroes is you can just get stuck on a hero for a surprisingly long amount of time and just they're like, oh, please let this end.
Well, no, but here's my big problem with Mystery Heroes. Mm-hmm. What happens is, at some point, one team will get a really sensible composition and start synergizing really hard.
Oh, and then
the other team just keeps spawning in with like, Torbjorn. Just like the other team keeps spawning in and having a massive disadvantage until they spawn in with a good thing. And on attack and defend, this is really bad. If the defensive team on, say, a really strong hold point just gets a really good composition, that's horrible to crack.
Yep, no, absolutely agree. That basically sums up all the problems, doesn't it?
But yeah, Lockout elimination. It's a thing. You should try it. It's a lot of fun.
Give it a go. We should give that a go after we do this.
I'm game for more. In fact, you'll get a free loot box as well, so you can't say fairer than that. Okay, next up. Someone, and like, I need to get this right, because Richard Griffin, because they had a go at other publications for not giving them credit for their data mining. But anyway, they data mined some flags from Overwatch about the new Summer Games, and those flags are going up. There's New Zealand, Antarctica. They don't really have a flag, but it's just an outline of it. Spain, India, and Iraq. So yeah.
Cool. More flags. I'm down with that. Though I'm still not down with the fact that you can't purchase player icons.
Isn't it just? It's just the one thing that if you want one, you just can't get hold of. But let's not start ranting about that. Have we ranted about that on the show before?
I'm not sure.
I think that's in like league with belt buckles, because I don't think we've ranted about belt buckles on the show before. We just rant about belt buckles when we're not on the show.
Yeah, it's just our own.
Let's not explain that now. We'll explain that later. When we have time, we'll talk about belt buckles in this game.
Okay,
and how they're not right. Okay, so Journey to Lunar Horizons. Lunar Horizons should be dropping in about a week, and they have released a video about the development of Lunar Horizons. Horizons, Lunar, Colony, Horizons. Yes.
And so on and so forth. Yeah, there's no new information here, but it just gives the date, which is the 20th of this month.
It's a super generic, look, we made a map thing.
Yes, I've seen many of these.
Yeah. The one thing that really stuck out to me about this video was one of the designers calling the players their audience, which for some reason I just found really jarring. I don't feel like an audience. I feel like a player.
You feel like a part of a community.
Yes. But being an audience, I don't know. It seemed odd to me.
I think it's one of those things of, it depends on which department you're in, because if you don't have the same direct interaction that Jeff has, I can see how...
Yeah, it feels like you're doing a thing that people look at.
Yeah, and then there are people, if you've got that interaction, you get the more of the community aspect. I think it's just one of those things of, maybe they're just far enough away from like the actual interaction that they don't get the...
Or maybe I'm being really mean and the dude, like, his first language isn't English and I'm just, being
There's
terrible.
Lots of possibilities.
Indeed.
Lots of possibilities. And in many of them, you're a terrible person. So I'm willing to go with that.
In all of them, I'm a terrible person. It's just if I'm being a particularly terrible person in this case.
Excellent. Let's move
Overwatch
on.
Open Division.
Yes. Now,
Explain
if you've
this to
heard
me.
of Overwatch contenders, then maybe you will be interested in the Overwatch Open Division because it looks exactly the same. Essentially, if you reach the master rank in Overwatch, in competitive Overwatch, then you can sign up for a league. It sounds very much like Overwatch Contenders. Maybe it's just that this is a league.
Exactly what Contenders was.
That is almost exactly what Contenders was. Though I'm wondering if maybe this is a league where you kind of have a table and you play over and over again, whereas Contenders is like a tournament and you've got a much shorter life to that tournament. Maybe that's the difference. I can't tell. It's a division. Yeah, this is a league. That's the difference.
Okay.
This is a division. This is a league. And so you've got a table and you play against people of, who are near to you. Whereas Contenders, it is a tournament and you get a winner.
What's interesting for me is on this site, there's a based on your location, we believe you are in, thing. And it seems to think I'm either in Germany, Belgium, or Finland.
Oh, really?
No, sorry, Bulgaria, not Belgium.
Well, I've managed to get United Kingdom every time, so this is clearly a problem with you.
Okay.
The other thing that is worth mentioning is that there are, if you complete every match for in your league for Overwatch Open Division, at the end you will get $10 of Blizzard credit added to your account, which you can spend on loot crates or loot boxes or packs in Hearthstone
cool.
or whatever.
You just need to turn up for all your matches.
Absolutely. People who get higher in the ranks, I'm not entirely sure, but you get like $20, $30, $40, and $50. So, you can't, it's not money that you can take home, but it's a way to get free stuff.
Blizzard bucks.
Yeah, it's Blizzard bucks.
Okay.
And I'm kind of yeah, sure. Because that's actually quite a lot of people. Imagine, if there were 20 teams, that's what is that? 20 teams, that'd be 200.
It's not like they're losing that money.
No,
unless
but
those people were going to spend that money anyway.
Sure, but it's 1,200 people's worth of stuff that they're giving away. I'm just sure, that's nice.
Yeah, okay. That's pretty cool.
That is the Open Division. Feel free to sign up. Link will be in the show notes.
Well, only feel free to sign up if you got Masters or higher. Is it last
season? We can play. I think it's last season, so we could play.
Oh, awesome.
We need the rest of a team, but we could play.
Well, right, it says as long as you turn up. So what if just us two turn up, get trashed every game? Do we still got a 10 Blizzard bucks?
I think that in the rules you have to show up with a full team.
Damn. Oh, well, fair enough.
But we could give it a go. We are a full team.
Okay, so Jeff on the forums.
Yes.
As per usual, there've been a few things. And in fact, one of them was Jeff, right, I didn't put this in the show notes because it's a bit weird. It was Jeff, it was some kid basically saying, does Blizzard even play their own game? And Jeff, like, basically posting, I've just noticed I have 800 more wins than you do, so what are you trying to say?
Yeah. It was a little bit weird. It feels like...
Jeff beefing at some idiot on the forums.
But it's kind of like, do you remember when Jeff used to post on the World of Warcraft forums?
I never played that, but I hear like there were a couple of times he like basically lost his shit a little bit.
Well, he could go on a bit of a rant, and it felt like his old persona perhaps came out a little bit.
You see, I'm not going to throw stones in this glass house, because sometimes when I'm on the internet, I get pissy. Like,
oh yeah,
I'll be in a comp game and someone will like ask our mercies, oh God, why did you res then? And I'm just like, you don't actually want to know why they resed. You're just asking that question to be passive aggressive. If you want to like whinge, then whinge, sure. But like, why pose it as a question? You don't want to know the answer. Oh my God.
I love this as one of your pet peeves. But no, I totally turn into a dick sometimes. It happens.
Sometimes.
A lot of time. Most of the time. Most of our time is spent being dicks on the internet. That's what we do.
That's what the internet is for.
If we paid each other, we'd be professionals.
Jeff is one of us.
But yes, Jeff is still human.
Kinda.
Kinda-ish. Well, we'll get onto that later.
Okay, so stuff that Jeff has just talked about. Boosting and throwing is about to get hit really hard. So we kind of briefly touched on this last week on a forum post by Jeff saying, yes, we're going to look into that. And he's basically posted saying that boosting and throwing is not fine and the kind of punishments are going to increase dramatically.
Yes. Now,
so keep reporting that behaviour, he says.
Absolutely. I wonder what they're going to do, because I'm wondering if they're going to start looking at players who like drop dramatically into a lower rank and then with a friend start rising up again.
I suspect that some kind of like restriction of how when they can play and such might happen.
Yes.
I suspect with stuff like throwing and the way that Jeff has asked for reports on here, it's going to be if someone gets loads and loads of reports on them, then they're probably just going to be like, boom, like throw them out of season.
Fair enough.
But I'm totally okay with that.
I agree. Totally down with that. I
wonder, I mean, here's the thing though, the system has to be so that it doesn't do any false positives.
Yes.
But, I mean, if someone's gone through like 20 matches and in 18 of those matches, someone has reported them for being a jerk. Well, I mean,
one of my thoughts is that you can probably throw without people necessarily noticing.
Well, also, people are going to think you're throwing, like, if you're like an attack Symmetra, like, that's allowed to do within the parameters of what Blizzard are saying is okay.
Yes.
But I think a load of people are going to report that attack Symmetra for throwing. So,
and also it's one of those things of like, if you want to learn a new hero and you spend a load of time in quick play with them, but you don't have the comp experience, so you don't necessarily know how to do certain things in certain areas, you're not going to be very good. So you might lose loads of rank on that hero, but you're just trying to get better at them. And how do you judge that? I don't know. It's really difficult.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see how it goes. We'll see if we get a load of reports of, I'm not throwing, I'm just trying to blank.
I am very intrigued how that's going to turn out.
Yes. Good luck, Blizzard.
Next, reticles. Do you remember they were saying they were going to sort out some custom reticles?
Well, not custom reticles, but new reticles, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently they can't get a colour slider yet because it's just hard. But Jeff's been on the forums asking people what colour reticles they like.
I think this is a good idea. I do know that some people who have like some sort of colour blindness can struggle with certain reticles, and so giving them a good variety of reticles is a good idea. I also am looking forward to new shapes.
New shapes of reticles?
Yes. Because there is a particular shape that I learned to love in TF2.
Which is?
So, you know how there's the kind of a cross?
Yeah.
Well, I really liked the cross where the vertical line was shorter than the horizontal line.
Oh, the Spy Volva one.
Spy and a couple of other things. But yeah, I particularly liked that one. I found that it helped me line stuff up much more easily. It took me ages to figure out which one I liked, but that was the one I ended up settling on.
I mean, okay, so back when I was playing competitive Team Fortress 2 as a heavy weapons guy, I had what was called a Fullscreen Crosshair, which is you basically had a vertical line and a horizontal line quartering your screen.
Yes.
And people thought it was mad, but it's really useful for having a reference point. Like, say you want to snap to someone who's right at the edge of your screen. If you can, like, compare them to the center line of your screen in terms of height, you know much more easily and quickly how much you need to change your vertical to get to them.
I did try a Fullscreen Crosshair. What I found is it just made me feel like my entire screen should be shooting at them. And so long as I could see them, they should be dying. It was really bizarre. It was really bizarre. Like my brain just wouldn't accept that they weren't in my crosshair. If they were,
the entire screen was, yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Reticles happening soon, and in fact, it's the idea that they're continuing development on that. So yeah,
yes,
that's nice.
I'm hoping to see more development of the HUD over time because there are still some things which really nag me about the HUD. I still really don't like how far away my health is from my crosshair.
Yeah, I can hardly ever tell what health I'm on if I'm in a fight. Like, it just isn't. Like, again, what I used in the old CompTF2 days was I had a custom HUD where my health was just below an offset from my crosshair. So it was really in the middle of the screen. Because that is the most important bit of information for like a tank character is health management, right? I mean,
yeah. I'd also like to get my my abilities kind of close to my crosshair as well.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Just because...
Geez, that'd be really useful, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that'd be really nice.
Oh well.
Unfortunately, they want it to look pretty.
Yeah. I don't want it to be pretty. I just want it to be efficient.
I do think that efficiency is better than prettiness here. Though I did realise why it's something that they haven't just done. Because if you kind of screenshot it and you're trying to outline some of the abilities or the icons, you realise everything's kind of like slightly curved so that it kind of like, it's bold, so like it's like a slight fisheye effect. Like you'd get with a helmet. So you can't just move stuff closer because then the angles would be all wrong and it'd point in weird directions compared to each other. Yeah.
It's eminently overcomable.
It's overcomable, but I think it's like one of those things. I thought we'd just move stuff closer, but actually, if you did that, it'd end up looking weird.
Yes. Okay, audio device selection. Currently, you can't choose which audio device Overwatch comes out of. It's just your default. But that is something they are looking into. It won't be soon, but it'll be at some point. I
can get down with this.
Yeah.
2 thumbs up.
That's basically that.
Yep.
And finally, Jeff explains why Ryan's ult was nerfed. Because basically someone was saying, but why? You know? And to be fair, right, here's the huge thing about the Ryan ult nerf is that it doesn't hit people on top of the payload. And that is massive. Like, really, really massive. But yeah, Jeff basically says it's not an intentional thing to hit Reinhardt. It was just that it felt unfair. And I really would agree with this. If you're flying off the ground and quite a substantial height up and you got hit by an earth-shattery thing, that sucks.
Yeah, it really didn't feel good.
Yeah.
But we'll see if it ends up needing to be balanced the other way in some form.
Yeah,
but...
well, I mean, Ryan has lost his kind of, protected status in terms of the meta. But
yes.
He's still eminently playable.
Absolutely.
So, not so much of an issue. Okay, and finally, Jeff's 15-year anniversary. Grey, explain this to me.
So, Jeff has been with Blizzard for 15 years now, which is quite a while. And to celebrate this, they invited Floss, the YouTuber who stitches together various things that Jeff says into funny things that he didn't say, to Blizzard. And they asked him to make a video for Jeff and to release it celebrating a 15-year anniversary. And to help him with this, essentially they gave him a load of stories and tidbits about things that happened that went wrong with Jeff. And he took those stories and then figured out a way to stitch together those stories into one of his classic Dino Flask YouTube vids, making Jeff say bizarre things.
Well, the crux of this vid basically seems to be Jeff, as a developer, throwing other people under the bus for his mistakes.
Yes.
Okay.
That is basically it, and that was kind of done by request.
Excellent.
Yes. They are all in on this, and I assume that they enjoyed it. But yeah, it's another Dino Floss vid, and I just kind of wanted to say, hey, 15 years of Jeff, 15 more, please.
Yep, cool.
Yeah,
awesome.
That's about it.
That's kind of it. Like, things are quiet, like I said. It's just, we've had the anniversary, which was all right.
Yeah.
And yeah, things
and we're about to get Lunar Horizons, so they're probably head down on that. If we're sticking to their original thing of, what is it, a major update a month, not a major update, but new content per month.
Yeah.
They got a hell of a pace to set, so I'm kind of not surprised that the rhythms changed slightly.
It doesn't have to be like the craziest content every month. Like a few skins would be all right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like have your artist just working on some stuff and then be like, look, here's our little skin pack. It's themed, I don't know, dinosaurs. It's not themed dinosaurs, is it?
What would be the best dinosaur-themed hero?
Raptor Tracer, obviously.
But Tracer gets all the good skins.
That's because Tracer's a really good character.
That's really easy to skin as well, it turns out. Cool.
Yeah.
And on that dino note, let's go play some more Overwatch.
Yes, I've been a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
And I've been a Velociraptor.
See you next time.
Take care. Goodbye. Velociraptors even real? I thought they didn't exist.
What?
Isn't it come out that Velociraptors, like, they decided, actually we pieced some bones together wrong and that particular dinosaur didn't exist?
Right, they probably didn't look like Velociraptors look, but there was something kind of vaguely like that, wasn't there?
Probably vaguely like that. I still think they got some of the bones from different dinosaurs.
Just a second. My wife knows loads of stuff. Let me ask her. Are Velociraptors real?
What do you mean a Velociraptor's real?
Did they exist or were they made up?
I believe they existed. You just don't know much about them.
Okay, my wife says they existed, so I believe her.
Sweet. Velociraptors are awesome.
Okay, let's really stop this.
Yeah, okay. Goodbye.
Okay, goodbye.